Alright, what's going on everybody? This is Mage, long time no see. We've got a custom map called Ancient Temples today that I'm very excited to see. I've heard good things about it. It's been promoted pretty well through FML. I have not actually seen it yet, so this will be kind of a learning experience for myself as well. I'm going to start in the top left corner. We have DarknessCallme, who is a orc that is best known for going DR first, which creates that silence that's Imba. It'll be interesting to see him play today. He was very well known for his micro back in the day. However, we have a lot more micro intense players now, so we'll see if he can keep up. In top right, we have Seksi, our two-time FML ladder champion. He's been in the FML finals several times, and he is a notorious random player, so he's got Undead here, which is easily one of his best races, so should be an interesting matchup versus the Orc. Bottom right, we have JS here, so I'm just going to call Jay from here on out. He's become very active in the FML community right now and is really adding to it, although I have not seen him play, so we'll go ahead and see what his playstyle is like. And in bottom left, we have Evaporate, who I believe random Night Elf as well. Actually, that's interesting. We have all four races here, so that should be very interesting to watch. I have not seen him play either, I don't believe, so who knows what his playstyle is. Looking like he's opening for a typical Night Elf altar hero, which is kind of weird, actually. Maybe we'll see a Demon Hunter first. Possibly even a Warden. It does have taverns on this map, so he did have the ability, and there we go. He's getting the Demon Hunter first and going for an Ancient War Creep, it looks like. Darkness is going for his typical Headhunters build, late Altar of Storms, that'll allow him to go ahead and pick up his Dark Ranger later on. Seksi is going for the very typical Fiend build with the Dark Knight. That's good, and indeed, DarknessCallme's mine does say Evaporate. That's a little bit weird, probably just a configuration error. I'm guessing that nothing important is actually happening from that. It does make it easier to find out the gold count, so. Looking down here, so Jay has gone for typical Militia Archmage opening. Look, I can speak, guys. I'm calling it an Archmage, not an Archmage, so you should all be very proud of me. Looks like the market here actually is a pretty tough creep with the Skeletal Orc Grunts. Those are never my favorite to fight, but he should be able to take this down relatively easy, I would think, with the Demon Hunter here, which great first creeping hero. And it looks like Jay has gone through his normal Militia Archmage, gotten the green, picked up a Tome of Agility. Going back over here, I'm kind of curious to see this market creep. It is taking a little while, but Evaporate is tanking the AOW, so shouldn't be too hard overall. Jay has scouted him and realizes where he is now. Darkness has indeed gone for the Dark Ranger opening. Most likely he'll get some skeletons from the green camp and then bring that over to the market, which will be very interesting to see him creep that, since that is going to be a tougher creep for him, I suspect. Interestingly enough, apparently some of the mines have it, some don't. And here we go. Jay is going to go ahead and Militia creep his Expo here. Looking a little low on that Militia there, and it does look like it's trapped. It's going to go down very quickly. Yep, down goes one Militia. However, he should be pretty easily able to take this. The slow is really hurting his units, though. Seksi just starting to creep his greens over here. Going to go ahead and get the Skeleton Warriors. We'll see where it goes next. Darkness has gotten two of his Lesser Dark minions up. He's in the third for the Scout. It does look like Evaporate has managed to pull off his creep, and he is teching as well. He's going for the green late. He grabbed a Potion of Greater Healing, so kind of a not-so-great item drop here. Looks like Jay will be going ahead and finishing up this creep soon. He is losing a lot of units here. It's definitely not going how he'd like, and his peasants are out of the form. Does grab a Mana Stone. He should be able to get a Water Elemental up soon, but he is losing a lot of health here, a lot of units, and that's with a bunch of Militia here, full 5 to go ahead and get that Expo up. Should manage to take care of it. Probably shouldn't lose any more units, but it is pretty tough. Darkness is going for his Expo as well. This should be relatively easy for him with the Headhunters and the Dark Ranger to grab some more Dark Minions, because he's not going to be affected by that Frost Shield. Seksi is going to go ahead and grab his expansion as well, most likely. Interestingly enough, it looks like he is going for the one right below him. Everybody else has kind of gone for a different one, I believe. Let's see, Evaporate is about halfway to Tier 2. Darkness is about halfway to Tier 2 as well. Seksi has only just started Tech to Tier 2, and Jay has not yet started his Tech to Tier 2. However, Jay is going to be the first one to get his expansion up, most likely. Evaporate is realizing he might have bitten off a little more than he could chew here on this expansion. He could probably use that Ancient of War to be tanking this as well. does start backing up, trying to kite it a little bit. Probably a smart decision here. Let's see if he can't go ahead and take down some of these prawns early on and often. Demon Hunter is going to take a significant amount of damage here, especially with the other creeps coming into play. Darkness has managed to finish this up. Going to grab the circlet, and he gets a Mana Stone as well, which is very nice for him. Seksi has gotten healing wards for himself. Does have his expansion going up. Very, very nicely played on his part. Interesting creep pathway to get to the expansions. I like these a lot. I do wonder if perhaps Human could tower these up and make them a bitch to get to. But we'll go ahead and see how Jay plays it. Darkness is going ahead and creeping the Goblin Tavern here. So this looks like one of the easier creeps, actually. Gonna lose that Troll Headhunter, yep. But turtles are something that I'm much more familiar with and pretty easy to creep here. Does look like we are getting... Jay is going to be creeping those as well, so he and Darkness should hit level 3 around the same time. Seksi should get pretty close to hitting level 3 here. Going back down here, Evaporate is slowly but surely getting through this, taking a little bit of time, but hits level 3. Should get his expansion up relatively soon, and this should no longer be a problem. Also has the Panda as a second hero. Here we go, got the Goblin Shredder for Jay, so he's in good shape with that. It does look like Darkness has gotten his Goblin Shredder as well, and Seksi will go ahead and try and pick off his as well. Turtles are focusing his Shredder down pretty quickly. If he's not careful, he could easily lose that. Does manage to get the focus back on his Death Knight, though. Surprised he's not tanking a little more with the Fiends here. You do tip it, there we go. Pulls it back a little bit, and now he'll be able to coil this up with that level 2 coil. So just glancing around the map, we do have Darkness is on his way to getting a fortress, has picked up his Torrent Chieftain second. No surprises there, is leaving some of his Troll Headhunters behind. You do want to take all those with you, Darkness. Seksi has hit tier 2, sorry. Should be producing his Lich soon, does have his expansion up, only 1 on it, producing the other 4 now, just finished. Darkness is in the process of getting his finished up. Jay has level 3 as well, and has had his expansion up running for a little while. Easily our gold leader with 1400 right now, but looking pretty low on wood, though that should be solved soon. And Evaporate is probably our experienced leader at the moment, but does not yet have his Goblin Shredder and is well behind on gold. Should be okay with wood, though, in good position for a Night Elf. So far, everybody is capped around 40, Seksi's at 50, and Jay is at 48, so pretty even. Certainly not expecting to see any big fights soon. Pendant of Energy, this should be a very good drop for Evaporate. He can go ahead and toss that on his Panda, let the Panda tank it up a little bit. Hopefully Panda hits level 2 after this, which it should, and gonna go ahead and grab that Goblin Shredder, probably. We have Seksi coming. Ooh, loses that Alkalite. Probably didn't mean to do that, but Seksi's going to try and pick up his second expansion currently. He would be the first to manage to do that. Evaporate is currently only putting up his first still, so he is well behind the others in terms of getting his expansion up and running. So we've got level 3, level 2 for Darkness. Another minute or so on tier 3, and sitting at 600 gold, 500 wood. Seksi's at 600 gold, 500 wood as well, essentially. Level 3, level 1. Should hit level 2 on the Lich by the end of this creep. Capped at 50 and not very close to getting tier 3 yet. Jay is only just now about to get keep, so he's well behind on his tech. He does have his... Ooh, interesting. He is going and harassing Evaporate here, so the 2 players I don't know very well. Goblin Zeppelin drop in here. Evaporate would be in much better position in my opinion. Gets out of here. Let's see, can the archers do any damage to this? No, so just kind of an annoying harass. Evaporate is well behind in gold if he wants to push this. So maybe not the smartest play ever by Jay, but we'll see how he goes ahead and plays this out. But it is going to provide ample time for both Seksi and Darkness to go ahead and creep this out. Interestingly enough, Evaporate looks to be going kind of a typical ground army for Elf, which does not appear very favorable on this map, especially with all these chokes going in and out of the expansions. I mean, that's kind of the last thing that you would want, I think, is a ground army. Seksi is effectively solo creeping with his Lich right now, trying to hit level 3 on it. Items aren't bad. He's got that 1 remaining healing ward. He's done a nice job, and he's got the Ankh on the DH. We are going to see what these creeps look like, what the red creeps look like in the middle here. Darkness is going in with that level 3, level 2, going to hit level 4, hopefully level 3. Does a nice job of using this illusion to tank it, and he's really saving himself a lot of damage. So the level 10 Deep Lord Revenant here, excuse me, is going to be a very interesting creep to deal with, especially with that wave. I mean, the headhunters are not going to like dealing with that. They've got one more hit in them. We'll see how well he does that. Just back over here, Seksi is 3-3, hitting the smaller creeps there. So Darkness could gain a very massive advantage here, except, ooh, down goes that other headhunter. He is not in good shape, and he's not going to be able to take these creeps down. So note to the people that are watching this and have not played it, you really don't want to mess with these creeps early on. He is going to try and stick this out. He does have 2 pots of invulnerability on the TC, so he should be able to tank it around, but this would be a really terrible time for Seksi to come in and jack him here. SH is going to help him significantly, however, still a very hard creep camp it looks like, and Darkness has gone into this somewhat unprepared. Seksi has scouted him. Seksi is in great position to come jack him, and it looks like he will. Level 3. What will he be able to do here? Let's see, we've got no mana for the stomp, no mana for heal. Still have not gotten the main creep down here, and Seksi has gotten enough for 2 coils and 1 Nova here. What will he do? Probably going to try and focus down this Shadow Hunter because of the fact that the Torn Chieftain has 2 pots on it. Silence still in effect here. Nice job by Darkness reacting to it very quickly. Going to go ahead and pop a pot of lesser invulnerability on the TC, I would guess. Maybe not, though. He is in very low condition, and perfect timing on the part of Darkness. He has not lost touch with that micro. Possibly that was luck, but going to give him the benefit of the damage. And down goes the Shadow Hunter. Darkness's Dark Ranger is not in great shape here either, but Seksi should be able to come in here and clean up the Deep Lord Revenant. Just looking over here, it does look like Jay has been continuing to harass Evaporate a little bit. Evaporate still off of 1 mine. In fact, everybody except Seksi is off of 1 mine right now. Seksi's going to go ahead and try and push his advantage right now. Darkness has broken 50. He's going up to 60. Still food blocked there, but he has got to be producing some more burrows somewhere, I'm guessing. So Seksi looking to take advantage of this here. I'm guessing he has web, which should be ample. Nope, he does have a Torn here, and Seksi is in very bad position, actually. This is going to be very tough if Darkness manages to go in here the way he wants to. So positioning is going to be the name of the game here, and it will be who can get the better positioning. Just looking down here, we do have a level 3, level 2 for Evaporate. Nothing terribly exciting. We do have level 4, 2, 1. Actually, I only see 2 heroes now. Going back up here, though, we do have... Here we go. Dark Ranger, or Death Knight is silenced. We've got the Wyvern coming in. Fiends are in bad position. Seksi is not in good position. Needs to TP out ASAP. Do get the sleep going on the Torn Chieftain, but we are 1 stomp away from a battle turn here. Can the Death Knight survive? Death Knight does manage to get out. We do have the invulnerability pot going on the Torn Chieftain, so nice job by Darkness. Has gone back down below 50 as well, and the Lich dies in mid-battle. We do have 4-1-1 from Jay here. He is discovering just how hard these creeps are, but fortunately he does have the Knight coming in. Spellbreaker's helping out a massive amount, taking away these shields, and let's see what type of item we get. Pendant of Mana, so very nice item, especially on the Paladin. That's going to make it very hard to kill shit. And in we have Evaporate going for his first as well. It does look like he's going to manage to get a second expansion up early. Or not early, but finally get a second expansion up. And the item for him will be a Orb of Darkness. Pretty much useless. Not nearly as lucky as Jay was. What item, after all this trouble, will Darkness manage to pick up? He gets a Pendant of Mana as well. He's got to be very happy about that, thinking that that's a great thing for him. Seksi is looking to break and should be going to 100 or to 80. Does have his 2 expansions up and running. He has not built acolytes on this one though, so he's not getting any of the advantage here. Looks to go ahead and jack this expansion. We'll see what Darkness goes ahead and does here, but if Darkness is able to get his position, then I have a very bad feeling about this fight for Seksi. However, Darkness does have to heal up significantly. Will he try and force a TP, or will he be okay to let this expansion go? It was very costly. He used a tiny Great Hall on it. You gotta believe he doesn't want that to go to waste, but at the same time, Darkness is a very smart player. Not gonna go ahead and TP into somewhere where it's completely worthless. And it does look like he's gonna go ahead and let it go. Darkness is very low on gold. Decent on wood, but at 64 out of 80. Does not have a whole lot queued up, so not in good shape. We do have Jay coming in here to try and harass Evaporate a little more, so we've got our 2 1v1s breaking out a little bit. Jay's got 1,000 gold, Evaporate's at 600, Seksi is at 300, so very low on gold for everybody all around. Jay is in the best position. We do have Seksi coming in to harass this other one. We're going to get a good fight coming in here. Seksi's going to try and get this good positioning. Does manage to back up a little bit. Not going to be taken by surprise the way he was last time. Let's see if good web on the Troll Bat Rider here. Going to save a lot of damage on those guards. Seksi is going to back up a little bit, though. Looking over here, we do not have Evaporate trying to save himself. He is going to come in. Good positioning for Evaporate. Going to try and save this. Will he manage to... not going to prevent it, no. But does have a good position coming in from the back here. Going to have to see Jay TP out most likely. Unless something goes horribly wrong here. But I expect to see this Panda providing a lot of DPS. Although that is a lot of breakers, so... Yep, alright, there we go. Jay's going to go ahead and TP out. So just going around the map, we've got 4-3-2 for Darkness. Jay, we have... Interestingly enough, a Footman Harass coming in the base. Probably just going to end up losing some experience to that, but who knows. Evaporate, we have a 4-3. We do not have a third hero from I don't believe. Jay, we have 4-2-1, I believe. Nope, 4-1-1. Not close to 5 either. And for Seksi, picking off his red camp. Fortunately, didn't get stolen. And what item did he get? I actually didn't see an item drop. Is it possible he attack moved on it? I think he actually might have, but... Alright, well, anybody curious can watch the replay after. It'll definitely be posted. Seksi going ahead and going to try and re-engage, I think. Still only one Alkalite on this mine, though. It's going to be very problematic for him late game. He probably thinks he's mining from both. Evaporate's going to go ahead and push back a little here, but we are going to get our first big engagement, 1v1 for Darkness and Seksi. Darkness is going in at 10 under food-wise. Nice try on some of these Troll Bat Riders, but doesn't manage to get anything off there. Good stun on the Dreadlord. Dreadlord is very close to level 3. Could be very interesting to see what happens there. Just going back, I'll try. We've got Evaporated engaging at the same time. It's always the worst timing here, but we do have the big fight coming up for Seksi. Does manage to web a lot of stuff. We've got Seksi at 75. We've got Darkness at 59. Not a good fight for Darkness. Darkness is going to have to TP out, I believe. I don't see a very good... Darkness has gone ahead and called it GG, so not even putting in the effort to try and keep it out. Seksi is going to go ahead and get this easy win. Well, easy 1v1 win at least. We'll see how it turns out for him, but... He does get level 5 on the Death Knight. He's in a very good position. If he remembers to put Alkalites in on that one, then it is going to be a very easy walkover for him, I suspect. We'll see how Evaporate and Jay deal with this. At this point, you would hope they would stop and scout. However, we do have Jay with only one expansion, but 2k gold, so he's not in terrible shape. Evaporate, though, is really just in rough shape. He keeps trying to put the expansions up here, but Jay is doing a great job of... managing to go around and use that, not Shredder, Zeppelin, there we go. I don't speak English, sorry. Zeppelin to harass him. He is looking a little one-sided, or short-sighted, sorry. I've only had a few beers, I swear. But we'll see how he manages to pull off in the end. Seksi is going to put up his third expansion here. I'm guessing he pulled these, yep. Pulled the Alkalites from his main, so he's going to save that for later. And he will have 2.5, basically. He'll have 12 Alkalites mining with 5-4-4. Lich is going to hit 5 soon. I don't foresee this being a very long game at this point. I do think that this is a very interesting map. I like it a lot. Definitely very air-focused, and I'm curious to see how humans would manage to be lame and tower this up. It does seem like there are a lot of very good choke points here, but that's part of the game. And we've got both a little more creeping going on. We've got 4-4, should hit 5, yep. So Seksi might actually manage to find another creep and get 5-5-5, which would be slightly terrifying for anybody that had to deal with it. And we do have a 87 food army for Jay. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but he is certainly getting ready to... Sorry about that. Got distracted by a text message, but nothing important is going on anyway. So Jay is going to go ahead and hit on somebody. I'm not sure who it's going to be. Seksi is currently mining to his heart's content. He's even going ahead and putting some Alkalites onto this other mine. Good for him. He's going to have a massive gold advantage going in, and Evaporate has basically no gold. Does have some expansions up now, but forced to stay at 80 and really losing out to everybody else. Seksi, it does look like it's going to go ahead and maybe do some gargoyle harassing. Not really sure what. But just some of my takeaways from the map so far. I think that very interesting creeps. I like how difficult a lot of them are. I think the expansions are kind of interesting. It could lead to some trouble in a more skilled game where people try to abuse them. But I like the fact that there are 3 expansions. I think it's good that it's a pretty symmetrical map. And I think that Goblin Zeppelin drops are going to be very interesting and very prevalent in more skilled games. If you want to have any chance of using a ground army, I think that that's the way you have to do it. And I suspect for Night Elf players like me, there would be a ton of Chimera abusing. Humans will probably get a good deal of work for the Dragonhawks using the Cloud to go ahead and negate the towers that everybody is sure to put their expansions. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this. I mean, this hasn't been the best game to judge it by, but certainly a very interesting map so far, and I think it has a lot of potential. Not a whole lot else to say right now. I was supposed to be joined by my co-caster Persuade. I've been in contact with him all day. However, he went to a wine tasting instead, which A, what a little pansy, and B, apparently his tolerance isn't very good because he managed to get himself completely hammered and couldn't make it back in time. So anybody that wants to should feel free to give Persuade a very hard time. I mean, he's making me talk by myself for a while, and it does look like we're about to have our first engagement here. The Dragonhawk Riders are coming in trying to harass. So Evaporate is actually in a very tough position here because he has no idea which way he needs to go in order to defend himself, and he's really incapable of pushing. I mean, Jay doing a nice job of coming in and showing kind of how you could abuse this a little bit, is going to get himself roped up here. This could be bad news for Jay, actually, I would think. Probably going to lose more dragons than anything else. We do have Seksi continuing to just solo creep over here. So Jay at 90, not great management there. Evaporate at 80, doing a decent job of just keeping himself alive. Does only have 2-2 upgrades. Jay has 1-3, 2-3, and Seksi, I'm sure, has 3-3 by now. He does indeed. So, too bad that Darkness is out of the game already. Seksi did a nice job of eliminating him, but certainly more interesting if we had all 4 players in. I suspect that Seksi's going to go ahead and, start narrowing him down. Seksi's easily in position to go ahead and probably win this 2v1 with his gold advantage. He has 4 expansions up and running. Well, I guess this one doesn't quite count since it's not all the way up, but 4k gold to Jay's 100 to Evaporate's 2k. And the hero advantages are extremely generous for Seksi. It does look like Seksi's going to go ahead and push into Jay currently. Jay is coming back a little bit, and interestingly enough, not going to try to, actually. So, a little unfortunate. I'd like to go ahead and see some fights here. I know it's a little bit boring letting me just talk about whatever, but I'll use this as a chance to go ahead and plug some of our upcoming stuff. So to those of you that are listening and have not yet heard, we have a $300 free-for-all tournament coming up. It's on August 25th and starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's open to anybody for registering. I highly recommend you go ahead and do it, even if you don't think you've got a great chance of winning. I think that you'll have a blast doing so. We're going to have a lot of great players in it. Darkness is coming out of retirement. It's pretty much for that tournament. We've got Renaud, of course, our 2-time King of Free-For-All champion now. Seksi's going to be competing in it. Magadansky, our 3-time FML winner, will be in it, and a lot of other great free-for-all players. In addition, we'll be having a bunch of really talented solo people. We've got some who've done free-for-all before, like Rain and Starshaped, and we'll have some like Foggy who really haven't played much. Incinerator is also back, a great American pro. Here we do, go fight, and we've got the potion gets popped on the Demon Hunter. We do look like Evaporate is going to be very low here. Good save there. So really we should see Evaporate picking up a Dark Ranger third here. He is having a lot of trouble with the new combo that Seksi has. Chip only takes you so far without good heroes does manage to go ahead and get a sleep off in that Panda Brewmaster. Panda does have the invulnerability, pot goes off there. Seksi doing a nice job of just kiting back and forth. This is really what a good undead needs to do versus a Night Elf. Unfortunately, we do have Jay coming in here to hit Evaporate. Evaporate is going to go ahead and TP out. Jay not doing a very good job of scouting and really should not be hitting the Night Elf now. Kind of one-sided, one focus, but you see that a lot when people start. So it looks like a pretty good fight so far for Evaporate. Evaporate has gotten great positioning here. Good scroll by Jay. Does manage to put back a lot of health here. The Panda has 200 mana left, enough for another. We do have Evaporate at 74, Jay at 94. Evaporate forced to back up a little bit here. Had good position to begin with. However, the numbers are just beginning to overwhelm him. Should get a bolt off on some of these. Yep, unfortunately these chimeras are going to go down very quickly. Evaporate is going to be knocked out through some unlucky circumstances. Does have 4k gold almost, and should be able to go ahead and rebuild to 100, but not in good position here. Not sure why, but he's not using any staffs on his heroes. Could save himself a lot of unit that way. Never mind. He does have one on the Demon Hunter, does not have one on the Panda. Could use a level 5 on the Panda too. That would be very helpful. But Seksi can go ahead and knock Evaporate off. Evaporate's going to be teamed out 2v1, and then Seksi will most likely roll over Jay. Seksi is... Did that actually gain any experience from that last fight? It does not look like. Interesting. But is sitting at 79 food and 7k gold while mining off of 4 mines. So Seksi, the longer this game drags out, the more it will benefit Seksi, but I don't foresee that being really an issue because of the fact that he can pretty much just go ahead and win this game whenever he wants to. Playing it smart, however, he has Jay suiciding Evaporate essentially, and we have... Yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. I don't think it's intentional. I think it's just something that needs to come with experience. Jay, if you're listening to this, I'm by no means insulting you. It's just something that you gotta scout better. You gotta realize that Seksi is far and away the biggest threat, and Seksi should easily be teamed right now. Evaporate already realizes this and realizes that it's kind of a lost cause. He is getting 2v1 right now, and he is arguably the weakest player. So not a whole lot else that I can say about that. Unfortunate when a game turns out like that, but Seksi has been playing it very well so far, so props to him, I guess. Little luck, little skill, you know, it's what makes up free-for-all. Going back to the tournament, though, I think I pretty much covered everything. We'll be having a lot of very great solo players, a lot of great free-for-all players. It's going to be a blast. You can go ahead and check that out at freeforallmasters.net, and sign-ups are right there. We are capping it, I believe, at 160 people. We've already gotten 100 left with 10 days, so it's better to go ahead and sign up now. You wouldn't want to lose your spot. You can also find out more about just what's going on in FML if you go to Facebook and find the Free For All Masters League. If you like us, we get daily updates on everything we're doing, so easy way to follow us. And of course, our website, freeforallmasters.net. Everything is always posted there. Ashlar is currently talking about what bot this is being played on. It is indeed being played on the League bot currently, so we have one bot that is for the actual League. Get back to this in a moment. It does look like Jay is going a full 100 on Evaporate. Evaporate is capped at 80. This is not going to be a good fight for Evaporate. He has the tanks right below him, not focusing them down, focusing the casters. Jay is doing a good job of using the Dragonhawk Riders to take these hippos out. Evaporate is going to be completely decimated very soon, and unfortunately not even going to hit level 6 on the Archmage, though, I don't believe. So, somewhat of a shame. Bit of a free win, as is being pointed out, for Seksi. He did a nice job battling out with Darkness, though. I mean, those are the two top players in this game, obviously. And we do have a level 5 on the Panda that might be able to do a little bit more. Evaporate, certainly not giving up. Gotta give him some credit for the effort he's putting in here. But just a little bit of bum luck here. Lost out on the solo early on to Jay. Jay did a nice job of out-microing him. And from there on in, he had the bad luck that Jay wanted to go ahead and eliminate Evaporate. So we've got Seksi taking down one of Jay's expos right now, but even that is not changing Jay's mind. He is continuing to go ahead and just take out Evaporate. I'm not sure if he believes he can take Seksi in 1v1, but he is badly mistaken, since Seksi is just now hitting 10k gold with 555 heroes. But yeah, going back to the bot, does look like we are... I mean, this is pretty much wrapped up. We do have a great ladder system going on currently. So essentially, if you see games that are hosted by FML on the custom games list of either Battle.net or pretty much any other realm, those are all counted towards a free-for-all ladder where we keep track of your wins and losses and experience. It's just like the good old days with Battle.net. Ugralanian runs it and does a fantastic job with it, and I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. I think that we'll be having even more interesting prizes and stuff like that, some competition, all that good stuff coming in. We do have Jay is going to go ahead and TP out here. Seksi probably not very scared. He has broken 82 though, so there we go. Jay not really understanding what's going on here. Yep, sorry buddy. That's what happens when you let the strongest live and don't try and team them out. They end up being able to walk over you, and it's not solo. And Seksi back down to 80, so Jay may have actually helped him out there. We do have almost level 6 on the Mage, which, if he manages to get a bunch of tanks out, could be vaguely interesting. But the Mage is going to die. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to say about this right now. I will, of course, finish this off, but yeah, man, I think the most interesting thing about this map was seeing that Darkness is a little bit rusty, but not that rusty. Micro could definitely be improved, but he's got the instinct and that stuff. Maybe we'll see him coming back into FML in a future season. Certainly be exciting. And also, this map is very interesting. I like it a lot. I think it's going to produce some great games. The gold mines don't appear to have too much gold. The balance could create an issue if people decide to sit and hoard, but it's also a very easy map to go ahead and harass those gold mines. So I foresee a bunch of very exciting games on these. I like it a lot. Seksi is just slowly lowering down everything here. Probably going to hit level 6 on the Death Knight soon. Evaporate is trying to rebuild. Gotta give him credit for the effort. That's about all I can say, though. And actually, Jay's putting up some big effort, too. So, you know, props to everybody that's trying to keep it interesting. Hey, we have level 6 in Dreadlord. That's always exciting. Level 6 in the Lich. Seksi doing a very nice job of keeping his heroes in unison. Doesn't want to seem like he's playing favorites, you know. No bad children. All the good heroes. Yep. That's really what point I am at right now. Let's see. Any other interesting events coming up? We do have the semifinals are going to be Saturday night. I actually will not be here. That's going to be my birthday. But I will definitely try and hold off seeing any spoilers and go ahead and cast that game. I'll probably do an audio commentary, maybe joined by Persuade, maybe not joined by Persuade, but it should be a very interesting game. I think that's going to be very exciting with the players that are involved with it. Seksi is one of the players, Ugralanian is one of the players, Lightweight, who is a phenomenal orc player and human player, is also in the game. And I think that the last person is Juan, yes. So our newly converted solo player. He's done a fantastic job this season of really studying free-for-all strategy. And when you combine his micro, it's a pretty terrifying thing to see. So I think it's going to be a very interesting final. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and everybody should tune in for it. And that will be actually played Sunday morning at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 Central European Time in the morning. I don't expect a terribly great amount of people to want to tune in there, but you can be sure that I'll do a video on demand cast of it and post that as soon as I can. So keep a lookout for that. That'll probably be the next upcoming audio. Seksi is getting another gold mine. I'm really not sure why we are not having Seksi just finish everybody off. He has gone 100, so that should help it out. He could probably split his heroes to one expo and everything else to another. But, I mean, solid play by Seksi. Evaporate and Jay both have a little bit to learn. Evaporate's gotten some tough breaks here. Could use a little work on his early game micro versus Jay. Has picked up a Keeper of the Grove third, so solid choice for a third hero to get some entangle going on. Maybe a little squishy now. I mean, the Keeper of the Grove is certainly not the easiest hero ever to keep alive. And when you've got all the heroes that are already so leveled up, like Seksi's heroes alone probably 2 hit them. But 3 heroes is better than 2, and 2 heroes is better than none. As you can see, I'm really running out of things to say here. Go ahead and make fun of Persuade again. For anybody that wasn't listening 10 minutes ago and decided to tune in now, first, I apologize. This is a terrible time to tune in. I recommend you go back and watch the beginning of the audiocast. There's a lot of exciting action going on then. The other is, you may have missed the fact that Persuade was supposed to be casting this game with me. Turns out that he got too drunk off of wine. So not even anything good particularly, unless he was having a nice red wine and steak dinner, which I'm pretty sure he wasn't. He's probably drinking some crappy Franzia or something. But yeah, he abandoned me and went ahead and managed to get himself too drunk to play here. So this is where the lack of silence really hurts the Night Elf. And I can't believe it, the Dreadlord actually went down there. That is extremely weird. Seksi normally has great micro there, and that was really weird to see the Dreadlord go down like that. So well done to Evaporate for managing to take it down. Evaporate is going to be the one that's hurt more from this fight because he doesn't have any gold, but impressive that he managed to take it down. Panda almost level 6. Could help him do a little bit more. We'll see. Maybe Jay and Evaporate will go ahead and try and team Seksi now. Does look like we got a buyback on the Dreadlord though. Smart. Pensive Energy just going ahead and chilling there. Kind of weird. This could be very interesting. Oh no, down go. Wow, so this is going to be very weird. This is a spot where the human heroes are not going to be able to escape from. They do not have the Ooh, there is one teleportation. Nicely done by that Paladin. Paladin going to have to TP out of there. Very interesting drop from the Zeppelin there. I thought that the heroes were probably just going to go ahead and die, but worked out pretty well for Jay, all things considered. He was not far off having them both die. Evaporate is back up to 80 food. And 600 gold. Seksi at 12k, 99 food. And we've got Jay at 530 food. So, not particularly close. Seksi did have that one area where he went down and had some issues with that Dreadlord, but willing to chalk that up to a little carelessness, misclick, something like that. I suspect he'll still be able to go ahead and finish off Evaporate here. Evaporate going for Jay, going full on suicide. Probably the best you can do at this point in the game. Don't know if Jay will understand why he's being suicided, but we shall see. And Seksi essentially going to be able to just clean up the space. Evaporate is going to come back, so maybe good positioning here. Lich is taking down these Moonwells. If you are undead, that's something that you really want to do pretty early on, is take out the Moonwells, because those are a Night Elf's best friend. Could he get a nice quick nuke off on the Lich here? Ooh, good Nova on the Hippos. We do get a save on the Lich. Heroes are not even playing around here. We've got tons of Gargs, so focus on the Lich is going to be all for naught. Plenty of mana on that Death Knight to continue healing it, and Evaporate is just going down 1, 2, 3. We do get the Panda using its ultimate. Surprisingly, that Keeper of the Grove is still alive. Nice job with that block off there. Well done by Seksi. Going to have to TP. Going to TP out to his Expo. Going to be very vulnerable there. 2 TPs. Go ahead and use it on the Keeper of the Grove as well. Seksi not going to pursue. Just going to go ahead and finish off the main base of Evaporate. Meanwhile, we do have 6, 4, 4, 4 J. So his heroes are not terrible. He is producing flying machines, so which are not going to be super helpful unless he gets a full 100 army, and I don't see that happening. Interestingly enough, we have the Demon Hunter back in here. I'm not sure what he's doing. Demon Hunter is going to go down right about now. Ooh, good staff, good staff. Well done. Do you see the Keeper of the Grove going down? We do get a Panda now that is trapped here. Does have a TP. You're going to have to TP out of here. Doesn't have its ultimate available. Bunch of Gargoyles got pretty low there, but managed to get themselves out of trouble. So really we've just got two heroes over here playing a little dance, and that's about all Evaporate has going for him. He's got 3k gold. He does not have anything to build though. Going around, he's got his 3 expansions. They have been scouted by Seksi, but all the production buildings are going down. He's only going to have enough food to come from the actual expansions. He will have 6/6 heroes, but probably not going to do a whole lot of good versus Trip 6. And down goes that Panda. Demon Hunter has just been scouted by the Shade. And we do have the Gargoyles over here. I'm guessing that the Demon Hunter is momentarily going to be nuked down, and here comes the Demon Hunter. Down goes the Demon Hunter down. Also, I'm not sure why that pronunciation was so weird. It's kind of late here. I'm bored. So, apologies for any weird American speaking. For all you foreigners listening, don't copy me. Evaporate going down. And level 7, level 7, level 7. Again, very even hero levels. Very nice job by Seksi using that Dreadlord AoE attack. So something that a lot of free-for-all players don't do right off the bat is if you have an AoE attack like that, then once a Night Elf's tree is going down, time it perfectly so you can go ahead and use either Nova, Breath of Fire, whatever you've got to go ahead and get all those wisps down. If you have a Dark Ranger, you can use Silence on it, prevent them from detonating, but that's a decent amount of experience that you're getting, and we can probably see, go ahead and, yep, he does it again. So very good tip and trick if you are playing against a Night Elf. Very easy to kill those wisps late game, and if you're not careful, they can trickily go ahead and detonate everywhere. Seksi at this point is going to go ahead and just 2v1. Does have one expansion. Evaporate does have one expansion left, and he's putting up an AP here by the other one, by one of Seksi's, but clearly out of the game. I gotta believe he'll be leaving soon, or once Jay goes ahead and gets out of it. Unfortunately, we are going to have a TP into his main little tag, a little chase. Black Citadel does survive, and you can see here that Seksi does have another Halls of the Dead. Something that not nearly enough undead players do is build that second main. It's really going to save you a lot of time. Doesn't have the greatest placement on the Zerots, but he's done a nice job of towering up and protecting his base. Undead bases are very easy to roll through. I mean, I know as a Night Elf player, I can go ahead and get 2 volleys off and kill undead main with my Chimeras. Tanks will roll through undead bases, so you always want to have that second base. I mean, for any race, really, but for undead, I think it's the most important because they are very heavily reliant on their main, and you really want something to be able to TP to before they start attacking your main. But if they're attacking your main, it's too late. And Seksi even goes one step further and upgrades it to tier 2, which I think is great. A very good move on his part, and really just shows kind of the always being alert, always being aware. I mean, this is certainly not a close game by any means, but he's still performing all the free-for-all mechanics at a pristine level, minus losing the Dreadlord like a noob. Jay is at 62, 400, Seksi's at 12k and 94. I don't suspect we will see a very tough game here. Infernal comes out. Something that everybody might not be aware of is Infernal does actually stun siege engines or tanks, so that's a very good move to use if you are being harassed by tanks, especially late in the game. You know, a lot of times mass TP will come in and you will have a bunch of tanks and they're running away. You can use that Infernal to go ahead and stun them, get a few extra hits, and that'll be the result in 1 or 2 more tanks being taken down. Also able to be healed by Coil here, as Seksi just showed. So really, Infernal is one of Undead's greatest allies. You can never use it too much. You can use it at the right time or the wrong time, but I'd recommend that as soon as you get that cooldown back up, you pretty much go ahead and use it. Interestingly enough, here you see that tanks really are pretty much imbalanced here. Seksi finally goes ahead and stone forms these gargoyles, but I mean, even Seksi's heroes, as great an advantage as they have, he only lost the first tank just now. Nuke is going to be down on the Mountain King. There it goes. So not doing a good job of waking that paladin back up. Sleep, of course, can be interrupted as soon as you attack the hero. Not sure why Jay did not do that. Probably just not ready for it in the battle, but something that you really do have to be careful with there because of the fact that you give Undead one chance to nuke your heroes, they're going to be able to. And the reverse is true for human, except they don't have sleep, they just have stun, which is even more imbalanced when you get 3 good human heroes going on. Evaporate going ahead and doing some harassment damage to Seksi. Really not sure why they're staying in the game at this point. Gotta love the spirit, but they are completely donezo. They're out of the game. He is rebuilding. This is one of those things that you run into if... There we go. Nicely done on that surround with the Demon Hunter. Goes ahead, makes it TP out. But yeah, so in a 2v1 situation like this, which it's really not bad for Seksi, but a lot of the times you are the strongest, you will be 2v1. It's part of the game. It's completely understandable. I mean, free-for-all is about winning. So you should pick out, if you're the strongest, who the weakest is, and go ahead and take them out. Seksi is clearly competent enough to be able to 2v1 them at this point, and probably just trying to create a little bit more entertaining game, which I very much appreciate since it's dull as is. So any extra entertainment is mucho appreciated, Seksi. Excuse me. But yeah, in a game where it's very close, you're trying to win, you want to take one person out. The amount of damage that can be done with 2 heroes, especially something like the Panda, the Breath of Fire is just completely, I don't want to say imbalanced, but it's ridiculously strong, it's a ridiculously good tool, and a Panda is very hard to kill. So if you have to go ahead and base them, then you go ahead and base them. If it requires sacrificing a little bit to gain an advantage later on, then that's going to be your best bet. Seksi is kind of falling into the chasing mode right now, which is not what you want to be doing if you're the strongest. That's how other players are able to gain an advantage, something like you see with Evaporate over here. So being forced to TP around, just chase them everywhere, that's not the best strategy for actually killing anybody. Instead, you want to make them have to come to you. You may lose a little gold in the short term, however, in the long term, either they come to defend their base and you get to take them on a fight where you presumably are stronger than them, or you are forced to just kill all their base while their units are harassing theirs, in which case, eventually, they're going to die. They'll be knocked out of the game and you can get a free kill on their heroes. We do have Jay coming in here. A lot of tanks going on. He does have mass TP on his Archmage as well. He does not have an actual TP. Oh, he does have one actual TP on his Mountain King. So also something to be very careful of is you should probably keep a teleportation on your Archmage. It's understandable if you don't have it on the Paladin, although he has enough slots. He doesn't have the gold, obviously, at this point, but really you want TPs on all your heroes at all times, just because you never know what's going to happen. Seksi being forced to run around and chase some more, not taking my advice that he can't hear about going ahead and actually killing somebody. But kind of interesting because Seksi is such an experienced free-for-all player. I'm guessing he's not trying terribly hard at this point and just wants to actually fight, probably try and get trip 10 heroes. He is kind of being fed by Evaporate when he gets caught up like this. So Evaporate builds up, goes down, builds up, goes down. And this is kind of what I was talking about with that choke. So you can see it's only 2 wide on the bridge, and that should provide some very easy surrounds. Let's see if Seksi can go ahead and use some Stoneform Guard, get behind him. Not even going to need it, doesn't look like. Down goes that Demon Hunter, and that is 20 food now for Evaporate. Jay is actually doing some significant damage here, even though he only has 43 food. Does have trip heroes with the Archmage at level 6. Very interesting to see if we get a sleep on the Paladin and a nuke on maybe the Mountain King. You want to take out the hero with the TP first. Interrupt should be pretty easy on the Archmage. Don't foresee that being a problem. Seksi actually backing off here, kind of interesting. Going to get a bunch more teleportation scrolls, I'm guessing. Let's see what he's picking up here. So he's got going ahead and getting some scrolls of healing, which makes sense with the tanks. But yeah, let's see. Going ahead and killing that fortress. One Garg at a time. Good for you, Seksi. Seksi is back up to 80. Hopefully he'll be going 100. He has way more gold than either of the other two are going to get. Yeah. And down goes the Demon Hunter for the 8 millionth time. Seksi is close to... Alright, one more Demon Hunter kill. That's how we're going to measure shit. One more Demon Hunter kill for trip 9s all the way around. Evaporate does have enough... not anymore. So, Evaporate not going to be able to buy back on his heroes anymore. Seksi splitting his army up, going ahead and knocking out the other expansions. You can never be sure who's dead and who isn't, so you don't want people having expansions going. Does make the smart choice of switching over pretty much to purely destroyers and frostworms. Grabs a meat wagon as well, which, interesting, hard to keep alive, but does counter tanks very well. So, pretty much at this point just significantly altering his army to fight purely Jay. He knows that Evaporate is no danger to him. Probably doesn't know Evaporate finally ran out of gold, but does know that he doesn't have to worry about him. Jay is running away currently. Seksi is not aware of where he is. Going to have to TP back in if he wants to do anything. Should get the Death and Decay going off pretty soon, I would think. How many siege units and frostworms does it take to kill a castle? Freaking humans. Oh, are you kidding me, Seksi? Don't TP. It's one single Chimera and you don't have a mine there. Get some goddamn staff teleportations, please. Well, I wish there was a way to interact with everybody right now. I should probably get a second monitor going so I can actually see what everybody's saying, if there is anybody saying anything in the chat box. But interesting game to start. If you're watching this via VOD, I think it's safe to say that you're not going to miss anything interesting at this point. I wouldn't feel bad leaving. Thanks for actually sticking with me up until this point. Remember to go register for the In Search for Freedom Free-for-All Cup. That will be held August 25th, and anybody is welcome to enter. Finally, we get Evaporate leading. Jay is the last one left. Seksi should be able to go ahead and focus him down, as he is doing now. Props to him for staying all this time, but please go ahead and leave, because my voice hurts. I don't have a whole lot else to say. One final fight to go ahead and end the night, it looks like. We do have a pretty good positioning here by Jay. He does have the tanks kind of out of sorts. Is a 36v100 fight right now, so I have high hopes for Seksi winning this. Down goes the Archmage. Mountain King will most likely be next. Does have the pot on it. Seksi, get back there. Stop kiting, just kill him. Yep, Mountain King goes down. Boom, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Paladin already died. Nope, Paladin over there killing someone else, but that is the game. Let's see, do we get an Infernal drop here? Come on. There we go. Perfect Infernal drop right on 5 different tanks. That's how you like to see it done. You gotta love rooting against human. They are all evil. Anybody that's playing human and listening to this, you're doing something really wrong with your life right now, and you should probably go reevaluate your life decisions. I know Renaud just switched back to human. He's clearly joined the evil forces of the galactic evil people that shouldn't be allowed to play Warcraft anymore. Seksi doing a nice job of kiting in here a little bit, blocking off the Paladin. Unfortunately for him, Divine Shield is going to last forever. There we go. GG. Well played, Seksi. Not a whole lot to take away from this game that hasn't already been stated. We do have an impressive resource score from Seksi, doubling pretty much the second place person. mining 47k and losing 25k to upkeep. Heroes an impressive 16 hero kills to 0-2-1. So, well done by Seksi. He played this well. Didn't have a whole lot of challenge after he killed off Darkness. But overall, solid game. Very interesting map. Excited to see that going forward. And thanks for listening, everybody. This is Mage, signing out, and tune in soon.